All right, guys. It is Thursday, May 26, 2016. Just going to do our usual daily webinar, and I wanted to go over it with you guys pretty much how my day went, because some people have I want to cover basically some stuff about kind of how to claw your way back from a loss. Also want to talk a little bit about how to handle some of the winning streaks I've been hearing about in the room lately as well, because those can be both sides of that. You know, both winning streaks and losses can both be psychologically, you know, they can affect you psychologically in different ways, and they can actually both, believe it or not, they can actually both be bad in some way. So first, let's talk a little bit about how the day went for me. You guys probably noticed I was a little bit quiet this morning, so I got off to a really good start today. I got right on the short side of NERV off the open, which was, you know, like I said, we look at the daily chart. It's super weak. The stock it's a total bag hold, it looks like, you know, and then we get this massive gap up. And the first thing you got to think is that anyone that's lucky enough to, or, you know, I don't want to say lucky, but anyone that was, you know, actually holding this stock as a loss, you know, from anywhere under $7, which most people probably have it under 7 if you look at the daily. This is a massive opportunity to take some nice profits, right? So a lot of them got really lucky if they're bag holding it, but it makes sense, you know, that that people will take profits. So I got on the right side of this immediately today, and even with very small size, I don't think I have more than 500-600 shares at any one time, but in a series of about 3 trades, I racked up about $600 in profits very quickly. And so let's rewind a little bit to last week. A lot of us had a really good week last week between MGT and CLRB. It was pretty close to an $8,000 gross week for me. And so what I wanted to explain, though, was that a lot of the time it's easy to sort of get yourself caught, like when you have a really good week or a really good day or a really good morning, sometimes you kind of feel like you have padding now to be, you know, to break your rules or to be a little bit more, you know, risky. And it's kind of a dangerous place to put yourself mentally. I kind of talk about these rules as how we should be using them, is we should be using them the same way like when you train yourself to go to the gym every day. Of course, at first it's hard because your body's telling you something else. You're used to not going to the gym. You're used to not being in shape, and your body is used to it, but you have to get yourself used to it. So the more that you do it, the more that you enforce this habit of going to the gym, working out every day, the more your body's going to love it, and the more it's going to just feel like routine, and you won't even think about it anymore. It's not even a question of, am I going to go to the gym today? It's, of course I'm going to go to the gym today. It's my routine. And that's exactly the same mindset you want to get yourself in with the trading rules, is you want to know exactly what your weaknesses are, exactly what your strengths are, you know exactly what rules you need to employ to keep yourself away from the mistakes that you normally make that lose you money, and not only just enforce them, but make them habitual. So you don't even think about it anymore. You just don't short the front side, period. Never. It's not even a question. If it's on the front side of the move and it's above the 9 EMA, then you just don't short it, if that's your rule, okay? So this is how my day went, guys. I had started off $600, beautiful morning to start, and then I started getting really stubborn on this right here. So I think... So a really nice move down, and then I think I may have re-shorted this. Let me take a look here. Okay. I re-shorted some lower highs in here, I think, and then some of these moves don't look as big as they are, but I think I scaled in at like 93 to 97, and then this squeezed really quickly to 1024, and I had too much size and I took a loss there, and then it flopped, and then I got really frustrated, shorted there, and then it spiked up again. I'm not gonna lie, some of it was just bad luck, but I feel like had I not had a massive week last week, followed by a really good morning this morning, I wasn't as worried about it. I was looking at that $600 profit as, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to use that as a little bit of padding. Going to get myself in a great spot here to double or triple that today. And it was a horrible mindset to put myself in. So guys, what I actually ended up doing this morning, was I took what was a $600 morning, and not only did I lose the entire $600 this morning, I lost almost another $1,000 on top of it. So I turned a $600 gain. I lost $1,600 off the top, basically, of a $600 gain, which was pretty sick way to start the morning. And not only is it just a disgusting way to finish a great morning, which should have been a great morning, is it's just totally like uncharacteristic of me to do something like that. It's not the way that I normally trade, and it's not something that I do very often. In fact, I barely ever do that. Usually if I have a nice morning, if it's like, even if it's just $600, like just a nice morning, a good start to the day, I'll be protective of those profits and just I'll be even more selective and start looking for just the best setups to even bother risking any of it. And that's how you can really snowball a good day, is when you get off to a good start, and then you get even more selective and just trade the top quality setups. So I was in a bad spot today, guys. I got myself from a $600 win into a $1,000 hole, which psychologically is like, it's a nightmare. It just sucks to be in that situation, because you can't help but just say to yourself, why did I do that? Why did I break my rules, and why did I let myself get this so bad when I was off to such a great start today? And the reason I'm bringing it up is for a few reasons. One is because I'm sick. First of all, I kind of feel like everyone tries to make themselves look like they never lose, and everyone loses in stock trading. It's part of the game, and part of being a good trader is being able to handle the losses and bounce back from them. So it's all about how, and if you watch my video on the learning curve, it doesn't get any more clear than that. I almost feel like I want to change the name of that, because it is the learning curve, but it also makes it sound like it's a beginner video when it's not. I refer to that video constantly to remind myself that it's all about, a lot of that video is about how to psychologically position yourself to climb back from a loss, whether it's one losing day or morning, or like a series of losses from a week that are kind of hanging on your shoulders. So obviously it was tough for me to go from a $600 win to a $1,000 net loss today. And I'm actually proud to say that I actually just bounced out of that hole, and I just got myself positive on the day by $50. Of course, I have like $200 or $300 in trading fees, so it's still going to be a small loser today. But to me, like, honestly, guys, taking a $1,000 loss and turning it into a flat, sometimes a flat or even a small loss is a win. If you're down $1,500, $2,000, and you finish the day down $300, you may as well consider that $300 a win, because you did a great job at clawing yourself back into the game, and it's you got your head back on track where you needed to go, right? So that's a little bit about, actually I'll go into a little more detail. So down $1,000. I know that I'm not playing my rules properly. I was over trading. I was fighting the tape on nerve. I knew damn well that it was holding 9 over under very well. And when I play over unders, as you guys know, I'm checking. Is it holding over? Under. It's holding over. This is a long. This is not a short trade. This is a long, 100%. Yet I was still shorting it. 100% breaking my rules, 100% breaking my own teachings that I teach you guys every day. So the people that do follow my methods, like Peter, had a massive day today. When I don't do it myself, it's a bad day. So 9 over under was holding really well. There's no reason to be shorting it. Thank God I was doing it quietly. I wasn't encouraging anyone else to do it, which is usually a red flag for me that I'm doing the wrong thing. Anyways, guys, eventually I decided that I wanted to go to lunch and refresh, which I highly recommend doing. I never try to fight back between 12 and 1 o'clock. So I just ate the morning loss. I didn't manage to really make any of it back. The first trade that I made to get myself back, start getting myself back, was, first of all, I went to lunch, I shook it off, I made some food, listened to a podcast, I like to step away, especially if you're having a bad morning. And if I step away in the afternoon, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm having a bad morning. I think it's important to do it whether you're having a good day or a bad day. But it can be really helpful, man. I can't really stress that enough. Take a break in the afternoon, because sitting here all day, you're going to make a mistake eventually. Most likely, if you're just burning yourself out. So the first thing that got me back today was GoGo. Which was kind of a tricky one, because like I said, we were kind of stuck in this range between 1140 and 1150, and when you're in a range like this, you kind of just have to you don't really know, like I said on the stream, you don't really know if it's going to break up or break down, but you have to give yourself clues from within the range. So this was a really strong stock all day, a very nice trender. It had room to pull, so I liked it for the fact that up here it was holding 1140, but it actually had room to move back down and retest the 50 EMA. So anyways, this was the first trade that got me back. GoGo short, $254. I didn't take much size, 1,500 shares, but as you know, I was long first. The reason I was long is because within this channel, it was putting in higher lows, and it actually looked good. So I got long 46 right there. And I was anticipating this big push to hold a higher low and then break out, because this is often a good place to trap shorts during that lunchtime period. But guess what? As soon as it made that big pop and then it just completely stuffed it, I remember I said to you guys, I said, you know what? I actually don't like this short anymore. I don't like this long anymore. And if I didn't have it, I wouldn't even take it now. And I just wanted to give it a chance since I have it, but as soon as I just noticed that it just wasn't gonna work for me, I immediately smacked the bid, got out, and then turned around and shorted it at 43. A bit of a chase, but 43 right there. And really lucky fill, I guess, and just a really nice fader. So that was the first step back. Second was I finally got my head straight on nerve, and I started looking at long setups instead of just short setups. I made actually 335 on long setups on nerve that were very, very tricky. It wasn't easy. This was a tough day. There was a lot of consolidation around 1180, and there was one setup there that maybe looked okay, but it's just so risky. I managed to get away with a nice long trade on it, and then my short, I actually minimized the short. I did reshort that lower high just before the fade. Just before the crack. I actually got a 96 average, which was a beautiful average, and covered the last bit at 88. So I mean, it was only a small position. Had it taken more, it would have really, really made up for the entire loss today. But I think that the moral of the story, guys, is it kind of like just killed my confidence this morning. I was like, well, I'm having a bad day. I'm not following my rules today. If I'm not following my rules and I'm not having a good day, I don't even want to commentate as much, because I don't feel like I'm doing a good job myself. So it's rare, but everyone has these days, and some people have reached out to me and said, well, how do you get out of if you get stuck in a bad rut, how do you get yourself out of it? And the truth is, I find that the best thing to do is just step away. First of all, take a break. If you need a day or two, take a day or two. For me, I needed an hour away from the screens this morning to refresh. Otherwise, I probably would have just kept hitting that thing short until my head exploded. So, first thing is know yourself, know what you can handle, know what you're comfortable handling, and step away. Take a break for the day, for the afternoon. Take 2-3 days off if you need to. Just do what you need to do. To refresh your mindset, and just remember that once, for me, like once a loss is a loss, that's it. If I lose $1,000 today, then when I come in tomorrow, I'm not thinking about that $1,000 anymore. I'm not thinking about it because it's gone. It's all about today now. That's one thing I like about day trading is every day you got to think of it as a clean slate. Try not to look at that account number too much. Just look at today's data, which is you're flat on the day. It's a brand new day where you're going to follow your rules, and you're going to slowly make your way back to making money again. I really can't tell you enough how important it is to understand the psychology behind trading, understand the psychology behind yourself, and just, get yourself in a position where you can feel comfortable with what you're doing. And we all make mistakes. As the thing is, like I said about JB, is his trading is very systematic. It's very rare that he actually makes a mistake that's a human error. And today he said he did once. I think he covered a position for profit that he didn't have his trigger to sell. So as humans, we are gonna, every once in a while, we're gonna make emotional decisions. It's almost impossible to not, to avoid that. But understanding what makes you emotional and how to deal with it, how to handle it, is really going to help you in your trading going forward. And like I say in the learning curve video, which I might just retitle like Trading Psychology: How to Bounce Back from a loss, is well, I don't want to just repeat everything that's in that video because it's well documented, and I'd rather you guys just watch it again. But today was a really good day, a really good example of turning a really good day into a losing day. Not following my rules and what happens when I don't follow the rules. But it was also a really good. I took a positive morning, turned it into a negative, and then I flipped it back into a positive again by also showing myself that I do know how to erase that from my brain, get myself back in the zone, and make that money back. So yeah, I mean, to me, finishing up $40 on the day is a huge win, because I could have easily snowballed that loss out of control into a $2,000 losing day. So I hope that helps, guys. This was a tough day, man. I really hope you guys just sat back and watched the action. I sincerely hope that no one got jammed up on this nerve, because it was tough. Like I said, for me, very, very difficult. I couldn't even really confidently give much instruction on this one, but I think that obviously that 1180 level became very important in the late afternoon. I finally got my head out of the short gutter and got in for the long, and then yeah, I just got lucky here, I guess. I thought I saw a lower high on the 1 minute. I thought near end of day this thing needed to correct. I don't want to call it luck. I mean, I thought it needed to correct. I made a decision. I went for it. Had a tight risk plan. It was just 300 shares short at 96. Risk was off 13.10, so my plan was basically like less than $50 risk, and I think it was totally worth it, whether I stopped out or not. I hope you guys enjoyed the webinar today, and just before we go, guys, I'm sorry if you can stick around. Just while we're on the topic of big, climb back from losses, I also want to talk about the flip side of that, which is if you had like a really big week last week, like a lot of us did, or if you had a couple of really big days this week, like I heard a few people have, which is amazing. It's a great thing. One thing I would recommend is, like, if you have a dramatic, and I mean a dramatic string of wins, the thing that I've noticed is that when the money is in your account, it's just not tangible. It's totally intangible. It's like poker chips. When you're sitting at a poker table, you're not shuffling dollar bills. You're actually just shuffling a chip that represents money, and the numbers that you see in your account are just numbers that actually represent money. But it's really easy to lose track of, like, it's really easy to kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say is, for me to be up $600 this morning, think about $600 every day for a year. Every workday for a year, that's a very nice salary. It's very greedy and stupid to throw that all back like it's not enough. $600 is a good day, and if you put that into 5 days a week, it's like a very nice salary, right? So it's easy just to lose. It's kind of a tricky balance, because at the same time, you do, just like in poker with trading, you do have to detach yourself from the value of that money to be able to trade properly, because you don't want to be trading emotionally, thinking about the money. You just want to think logically and trade smart. But at the same time, when you have a couple huge wins, when you have a huge string, if you turned a $4,000 account into a $15,000 account, wire out $5,000 and pay yourself. Make it real, because it's not real until you pull it out of your account. Do you know what I mean? So again, like I said, for me, I didn't make it real yet from last week and from this morning, and it's all just, numbers. So I got really, really aggressive, and really, again, I think that it would have been a different story if I had wired some out. and then just when you wire out, you just go back to trading safe again. It's a very smart thing to do. You know, if you can take a let's just for the sake of argument, if you can take a $5,000 account and then over a few months make it to a $15,000 account, why not just wire out $10,000, pay yourself, make it real, and then just go back to 5 again and trade smart again. Just go back to just small trading, smart and small. Something to be said for that, you know. So consider wiring out a few $1,000s and congratulate yourself for a great week if you did, and you know, show yourself that tangible reward, so that you remind yourself not to just throw it back into the market, and because it kind of works both ways, you know. Losing streaks can be bad, but winning streaks can also be bad too. And I kind of let that winning streak get a hold of me today. So, anyways, I'm happy to say that I bounced back, and I'm happy to share with you guys my full experience. You know, my total transparent experience today. I was fully prepared to also come on today and say, hey, I lost $1,000 and I had a really bad day or whatever, but I'm happy to say that I bounced back today, and tomorrow's a brand new day, and I'm looking forward to just getting right back to the rules and having a really good day. Also keep in mind though, tomorrow's a Friday of a long weekend, so we're going to be a little more cautious tomorrow, and we'll probably do an extra long webinar late in the day. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks again, everyone, for for just making this community what it is. It's been really great, and I'm really glad to hear some of the great results that people have been posting up, and I'm really happy to do the daily webinars and keep the content fresh on the website and keep updating it, so you guys constantly have resources and things to look back on and things to help you along your way. Like I've always said, I'm never going to sell a DVD or an additional product. I think that we have everything we need right here with this community, with this screen share, and I'm loving what I'm seeing so far, guys. So thanks again for being part of it, and yeah, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm just going to do the watch list in the morning, I think. Obviously, NERV is going to be top stock in action, and I think that tomorrow is going to be a little more settled, and we can actually make some good plays on it. So I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed the webinar. Have a great night. We will see you tomorrow. Cheers.